Welcome everyone. This video is about question 33 of ICAP Question Bank. We will solve this question in accordance with latest tax law for tax year 2023. It's a lengthy question, that's why timelines have been mentioned in description of this video. You can jump to your required area of solution by clicking on relevant timestamp. Please read the question carefully. You can pause video to read it. We will scroll it down in two parts. You can pause video again to read it. Have a look at requirement of question. You are required to compute three things: taxable income, tax liability, and tax payable or refundable. Please note that the taxpayer in this question is an individual. Mr. Mateen. After reading first line of question, you can infer that the individual is resident person. The first paragraph tells us more about Mr. Mateen. He was working for ML, from where he resigned and joined Rockstar Limited, RSL. Please note that Mr. Mateen has left the job without completing notice period. Keep this point in your mind. We will use it later. Your answer format will look like this. Fill in some basic information like name, type of person, residential status, and tax year. Make your first working on a separate page. For each head of income, you must create a separate working on a separate page. Read point A of question, which says RSL paid to Mr. Mateen an amount of Rs 280,000 as compensation in lieu of unserved notice period. A notice period is a standard practice of industry. It is the time period in which your employer is aware that you are about to leave their company. This period starts when you submit your letter of resignation and ends on your last day of work. Notice period applies on both employer and the employee. If employee wants to leave, he should work with same employer for the notice period. Similarly, if employer wants an employee to leave their company, they will give him a notice and the employee will work for the notice period. If an employee or employer violates notice period, then the one who has violated will pay compensation to the other. We have read in first paragraph that Mr. Mateen has resigned without completion of notice period. So he has violated the notice period, therefore he will have to pay a compensation to employer. The new employer, RSL, has been very kind on Mr. Mateen. They have paid this compensation directly to ML. So the obligation of Mr. Mateen to pay compensation to ML has been paid by RSL. We have read in notes that when an obligation of employee is paid by employer, then it is taxable. So Rs 280,000 will be taxable under salary income. Mention this information in your working. Now have a look at point B of question. It tells us about two items. First one is gratuity and second is leave encashment. Gratuity from unrecognized fund is exempt up to lower of Rs 75,000 or 50% of gratuity. Let's now work this out. The amount of exemption comes to Rs 75,000 and taxable gratuity will be Rs 275,000. This amount has been received on termination of employment. Therefore, taxpayer has option to tax it at 3 years average rate of tax. Please note that this option has been ignored while solving this question. Second amount is leave encashment. Only encashment of LPR of employees of government and armed forces is exempt from tax. All other leave encashments are taxable. So the amount of leave encashment will be taxable. Mention gratuity figure and leave encashment figure in your working. Point C gives more detail of emoluments. First one is basic salary and utility allowance. Nothing in these two is exempt, therefore it will be fully taxable. Mention these two amounts in your working. Don't forget to multiply monthly figures with number of months. Second point is reimbursement of medical expenses and hospitalization. These benefits are exempt from tax because these have been given in accordance with terms of employment. Nothing will be included in taxable income. Third point is about conveyance facility. Initially pick and drop facility was provided for 2 months by renting a car, and then company maintained car was provided for private and business use. Rented vehicle for pick and drop will have no impact on income calculation. Company maintained car will be valued according to Rule 5. The cost of vehicle will be multiplied by 5% to find value of this perquisite. Mention these values in your working. Don't forget to use 10 by 12 factor, because vehicle was provided for 10 months, starting from 1st of September. Fourth point is about services of housekeeper. Employer has paid salary of Rs 6,000 per month to the housekeeper and 20% of salary reimbursed by Mateen to employer. Recall notes slide and make your calculations. Rs 57,600 will be included in taxable income. Mention it in your working. We have used an alternative method of calculation in working column. Have a look at it. Which one you think is more efficient method? Fifth point is about special allowance of Rs 50,000. Please note that this allowance has not been paid monthly. Such allowances are exempt from tax, so nothing will be included in taxable income. Sixth point is about interest-free loan. The principal amount is Rs 1.5 million and loan was given to him on January 1st. So during the tax year the loan amount was outstanding for 6 months only. Tax law requires to calculate interest at 10% on interest-free loan. And the amount of interest will be included in salary income. Interest amount comes to Rs 75,000. Mention it in your working. Seventh point is about 2 items. First one is commission and second is withholding tax deducted from commission. Refer to section 12, which is about definition of salary. Commission from employer is included in definition of salary. We will make 2 workings. Commission will be mentioned in salary income. Withholding tax deducted from commission will be mentioned in a separate working. Eighth point is about withholding tax. This has been deducted by RSL. We will mention it in working 2, which we created for withholding taxes. Point D is about business income. As event organizer, Mateen has received a total of Rs 1 million. However, it was a loss-making business and he has suffered a loss of Rs 350,000. Create a new working for business income and mention amount of loss in it. Point E is about consideration received for vacating possession of building. Amount received is Rs 180,000. This amount belongs to income from other sources. It will be included in income for current year and 9 subsequent tax years in equal proportion. Create a new working for income from other sources and mention amount of Rs 18,000 in your working. Point F is about business income. This income is foreign source income, which has been earned from Malaysia. Recall notes slide. Foreign source income of resident person is taxable in Pakistan. Also, the foreign taxes paid outside Pakistan will be used to claim a foreign tax credit. Point F will be used in 2 workings. First, mention business income from Malaysia in your working for business income. Then create a new working for foreign tax credits. Mention amount of foreign tax paid in this working. The amount of Pakistan tax will be calculated later. Point G is about capital gains from sale of shares of a listed company. The fact that these shares were acquired from Privatization Commission has no impact on our working. Refer notes slide. Shares from listed company is included in definition of securities. Capital gain from securities is taxable at separate rates as separate block of income. Make a separate working for capital gains. Mention amount of capital gains in it. Capital gain comes to Rs 900,000. Don't forget that this is separate block of income. Point H is about Zakat paid through cross-check. Please note that the Zakat which is allowed as deductible allowance is the one paid under Zakat and Usher Ordinance. This ordinance is not in syllabus of CAF2. This ordinance requires Zakat deduction on deposit accounts, dividends, and some other investments. No need to go into further detail of this. Just remember that Zakat on deposit accounts profit and dividends will be Zakat under Zakat and Usher Ordinance. No other Zakat is eligible for deductible allowance. So this information about Zakat shall have no tax benefit and cannot be deducted as deductible allowance. Very well done. We have placed all information of question in our workings. Let's now work on our main answer format. We will finalize each working one by one and mention its results in main format. Working one is about salary income. It is complete now. Let's make its total. The total comes to Rs 4,633,767. This answer is different from the one mentioned in ICAP solution. The reason is that the amount of Rs 280,000 has been mentioned twice in salary income. In our opinion, this 2 times inclusion is incorrect. Let's finalize our working. Mention this total in answer format. Also mention working reference for convenience of examiner. Working 2 is about withholding taxes. This working is complete now. Let's make its total. Total comes to Rs 610,000. Mention this total in answer format. Also mention working reference for convenience of examiner. Working 3 is about business income. Here we have a loss from Pakistan source business and income from foreign source business. The rules for losses do not allow any foreign source loss to be adjusted against Pakistan source income. But in this question, the situation is opposite. We have a loss from Pakistan source income. This can be adjusted against foreign source income because this is not prohibited by the tax law. Let's make total. The total comes to Rs 185,000. Mention this total in answer format. Also mention working reference for convenience of examiner. Working 6 is about capital gains. This working is complete. Total gain is Rs 90,000. Mention this total in answer format. Also mention working reference for convenience of examiner. Working 4 is about income from other sources. Its total is Rs 18,000. Mention this total in answer format. Also mention working reference for convenience of examiner. Now we can easily work out taxable income. Please note that separate block of income is not part of taxable income. Taxable income comes to Rs 4,836,767. Calculate 75% of taxable income, which comes to Rs 3,627,575. We needed to decide whether Mr. Mateen is a salaried person or a non-salaried person. Compare 75% amount with salary income. If salary income is more, then this taxpayer is a salaried person. Let's find rate of tax for salaried person. These rates are given in exam, so no need to memorize these tables. Fifth slab will be applicable. Using this tax slab, work out tax figure. Tax imposed comes to Rs 714,192. Now look for rates for capital gains. This table is given in exam, so no need to memorize this table. Tax rate applicable is 12.5%. Use this rate and multiply with capital gains to find out tax. Tax figure comes to Rs 112,500. Let's work on tax credits now. Working 5 already has the foreign taxes paid. We need to find out the Pakistan tax on net foreign source income. This is calculated by multiplying net foreign source income with average rate of tax. Average rate of tax is calculated by dividing tax imposed by taxable income. Can you trace these figures in your answer format? Yes. Very good job. Use these figures now and find out the average rate. Average rate is 14.77%. Multiply average rate with Rs 185,000. The Pakistan tax comes to Rs 27,317. Compare it foreign tax of Rs 130,000. Lesser amount will be the tax credit. So Rs 27,317 will be the tax credit. Mention this in answer format. Also mention working reference for convenience of examiner. Tax payable is very easy to calculate now. Deduct withholding tax amount from tax payable to find out tax demand. Congratulations! You did it! Your answer is complete now. You can ask your questions in comments section. See you all in our next video.